There's something about the unknown that draws us in. Stories of restless spirits, places where time seems to stand still, and shadows that move when no one's there. Tonight, we'll take you on a journey to 5 of the most chilling and mysterious haunted locations from around the globe. These are places where the line between the living and the dead blurs, and each one holds a tale more terrifying than the last. But beware. What you're about to hear might just make you think twice before stepping into the dark. The Silver Sovereign. They called it the Ship of Dreams, until the dreams turned into nightmares. The Silver Sovereign was a luxury cruise liner that disappeared in the mid-1940s, only to reappear decades later, docked and abandoned. Despite its grandeur, locals speak in hushed tones about the whispers and shadows that wander its decks. Years after its reappearance, the ship was transformed into a floating museum. Visitors marveled at its Art Deco design and glamorous history. But things turned dark when a tour guide, Emma, heard an old phonograph playing in the ballroom, despite the power being cut to that part of the ship. She later saw a woman in a tattered ball gown staring out to sea, humming a haunting melody. Known as the Siren, she's said to lure those who hear her song to the edge of the ship, where cold hands push them toward the abyss. The mystery deepened when Emma found an old journal in the crew quarters, detailing the crew's final frantic days as they succumbed to a madness no one could escape. Emma's curiosity nearly cost her when she followed the song one night, seeing the siren's hollow eyes staring back at her. A cold, unseen force gripped her throat, dragging her toward the railing. She survived, but she'll never forget the siren's final whispered words. Join us. The Silver Sovereign remains open to tourists, though many refuse to visit after sunset. Some nights, the distant strains of a phonograph can still be heard, calling to anyone brave or foolish enough to listen. Willowridge Manor. It's not the creaking floors or the cold drafts. It's the whispers you hear when no one else is there. Nestled in the southern countryside, Willowridge Manor looks like the perfect getaway until you step inside. This historic plantation, now a bed and breakfast, hides a dark past and even darker secrets. Mason and Lily, a young couple seeking a weekend escape, checked into the Magnolia Suite. From the start, things were odd. The rocking chair by the window moved on its own, and at night, they heard footsteps pacing just outside their door. The caretaker, Miss Evelyn, told them about Abigail, the original owner's daughter, who disappeared during a storm. Some say she was taken by the river, others whisper about a jealous servant's revenge. But Abigail's spirit, dressed in white, is said to haunt the house, searching for something or someone. On their final night, Mason woke to see a young girl standing at the foot of the bed, her eyes glassy and vacant. "Help me," she whispered before vanishing. The next morning, they found the bed covered in wet footprints, leading to the river behind the house. Willowridge Manor remains a favourite for thrill seekers, though many guests leave early, unwilling to face Abigail's restless spirit. Ridgewood Asylum. The walls remember, and the walls whisper back. Ridgewood Asylum has been abandoned for over 50 years, yet no one dares to venture inside. Stories of the Watchers have kept locals far away. When a paranormal team decided to investigate, they found dusty halls filled with peeling paint and old patient files scattered on the floor. At first it seemed like a routine ghost hunt, until they heard laughter echoing through the empty halls. The team leader, Nate, found an old leather-bound book containing sketches of the Watchers, shadowy figures with glowing eyes. The sketches seemed to move when viewed from the corner of the eye. One by one, team members reported seeing these figures lurking in the distance, just beyond the beam of their flashlights. The team barely escaped when one member, Emily, was cornered by a figure in a tattered patient gown. It didn't move but stared, its eyes glowing with a sickly yellow light. She froze until a deafening scream echoed, shaking the walls and scattering the group. Ridgewood Asylum remains locked behind iron gates, but some nights, faint screams and eerie laughter can still be heard from the street. The Vale Inn. Some check in for the view, others never check out. Nestled in the Rocky Mountains, the Vale Inn promises breathtaking views and rustic charm. But its infamous Room 213 holds a chilling legend. No one who stays there sleeps soundly. Cassie, a travel blogger, booked Room 213 for her latest review. Almost immediately, strange things began happening. Faint knocks on the walls, the scent of roses filling the air, and the sudden chill that made her breath visible. One night she awoke to find a woman in a wedding dress standing in the corner. The woman's veil was soaked in blood, and her sunken eyes locked onto Cassie. Before vanishing, the woman muttered, "He lied." Cassie later learned about Helena, a bride who died tragically in the room after discovering her husband's betrayal. Guests have reported seeing her ghost, always weeping, always searching. On her final night, Cassie's camera captured a shadowy figure looming over her as she slept. She left the next morning, vowing never to return. The Vale Inn still rents out Room 213 if you dare. Montclair Castle. Behind the grandeur lies a secret and a ghost that doesn't forgive. Montclair Castle, with its sprawling grounds and towering spires, draws tourists from around the world. But few venture into the East Wing, where Lady Rosaline is said to linger. Years ago, the castle's owner, Lord Devon, accused his wife, Lady Rosaline, of betrayal. Enraged, he sealed her in the tower, leaving her to die. To this day, her sobbing can be heard echoing through the East Wing. A recent visitor, Marcus, decided to investigate. He found a locked door leading to the tower where faint sobs grew louder. Suddenly, the door creaked open, revealing a room untouched by time. As Marcus stepped inside, the temperature dropped. Lady Rosaline appeared, her figure translucent but her gaze filled with sorrow. She whispered, "Set me free," before vanishing. Moments later, the door slammed shut, leaving Marcus trapped until dawn. Montclair Castle remains a popular destination, but the East Wing is strictly off-limits, unless you want to hear Lady Rosaline's plea for freedom. Which of these haunted tales chilled you the most? Let me know in the comments, and if you want more spine-tingling stories, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. See you in the next video, if you dare.